And today we're doing something slightly different. As you can see from my new background, I have rearranged my bookcase, mostly because there is now a new bookcase that's just off of there that has all of my normal books. So now these lovely bookcases are just for manga. Woo! So obviously over the next coming months, all these lovely gaps are going to get filled. Especially because I've got so many pre-orders for the next year. And, well, right here, I've already dedicated to the Demon Slayer box set that's coming that looks so fucking pretty because the box set's now out, like you can see the picture. However, we're not here to talk about manga per se today. We're going down a slightly different direction into the world of light novels. And, of course, what I'm obsessed with right now, it had to be the Bungo Stray Dogs ones. Let's talk about depression. So, here are all my light novels. I currently have all the ones that are out in English. Number 7 comes out in December? I want to say December. I should know, I've pre-ordered it. So, if you don't know what light novels are, essentially they're kind of an in-between between what people would call a regular fictional novel and manga. We'll just take first one for example. Now, this is technically being covered in the anime, but it was slightly different. So the first one's called Osamu Dazai's Entrance Exam, and basically this is set when Dazai first enters the ADA when he's 20. However, the plotline of this story is actually covered I want to say, like episode 7 of the first series, because actually is present for it. So basically it's the whole kind of plotline with the Azure kind of bomber person. First of all, you'll notice with the English editions, it literally opens like a normal book. It's not backwards, which is also very weird when you're so used to like reading everything that's behind you for so long to then open up a normal ass book again. The good thing about it is, though it's still set in the world that you like, and obviously it's text and whatnot, and because you already know the characters, you already can know what they look like and whatnot, but just in case you forget, it still has manga panels in it, which is all good. It's quite nice, especially when you forget and you get really like into it, and then just like a random panel will appear and it's like, oh, alright. Currently, out of all 6 of these, only 3 of them have been animated to a degree. So, like I said, the first one is already put into the first season. The second one, which is Osamu Dazai in the Dark Era, is the first like 4 episodes of season 2. So, tears! Tears! And then everyone's favourite movie, Dead Apple. So this one's actually unique to the rest of them because the author didn't actually write this one. So somebody else actually wrote this for the series, and the artwork inside it isn't the same artist as well, which is very odd but also very interesting. But obviously they still like say like, oh yes, we worked with them and blah 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 blah. So the 3 of them were animated. The 7th one that's coming out is Dazai and Chuya 15 years, which was then the beginning of season 3. So that one's already been animated, but it's not out in English yet. Because what had happened was, see when Dead Apple came out in Japan, what they like to do is sometimes they'll give out like little promotional stories. So like, in case for like Demon Slayer, so see if you went to go see Mugen Train, oops, I almost dropped that book. See if you went to see Mugen Train in Japan, they gave you like a wee mini story of Rengoku, which is fucking cool. So for Dead Apple, the first week you got a version of Beast, which I'll get into in a second, and then the second week you got Chuya and Dazai 15 years. Which is so fucking weird, that the fact that then that got animated so quickly. Because Dead Apple came out just before season 3, if I remember correctly. So they must have already known the story to then put that ahead to be the beginning of season 3. That's fucking weird. That's just blown my mind. I don't know why that's blown my mind. So the third one is mostly about how Rampo and like basically how the ADE came about, like with Fukuzawa and whatnot. Oh god, their relationship. Oh, there's like a wee tiny short of like other people, but it's mostly about Rampo. So yay to Rampo. And then we have the biggie, which is this is the thickest one. It's 55 minutes. And I feel like this would be like a good film as well. It's got time travel in it because H.G. Wells is in it. And obviously, if you know H.G. Wells, time travel. So, also as a lassie. And so fucking fine. But there's pain in this as well. There's pain in every single volume. Like, it's Bungo Stray Dogs. Like, it's what it is. Like, depression. But talking about the main fucking depression is fucking beast. This is ultimate depression. This is an alternative reality. And it just breaks your fucking heart. Like, I literally sat fucking greeting for the majority of this fucking book. Oh, like, for the most part, these are all within the timeline, like, to a degree. This one is completely out of it. And this is getting a manga series as well, and I've seen artwork, and oh my god, it's beautiful. Like, I've got the first volume pre-ordered. It comes out next month. I just realised it comes out next month. I'm buzzing. So yeah, and I feel like because that's already getting a manga series, I feel like it's going to get... I feel like it would get animated to a degree. I don't know if it would be a movie, but maybe like a short series. I don't know. I don't know if they could cover it all in a movie. I'm not sure. If you want to experience pain like... Well, I was about to say pain like no other in Bungo Stray Dogs, but if you like pain, if you like to cry over Dazai and Oda and everything like that, this is the fucking story for you. So the premise of this is basically if Achashi went to the Port Mafia and Atagawa went to the ADA instead. And, ooh. But also, because of this, Oda also doesn't become a part of the Mafia. He ends up with the ADA. Because Oda doesn't go to the Port Mafia, he doesn't die, so then Dazai obviously doesn't leave the Port Mafia. What ends up happening is Dazai takes over the fucking Port Mafia. He knocks Mori out the way and takes over. So then, like, you know how Dazai is the one who found Ashishi and obviously bring him in? That was basically what happened, but with Oda. So Oda found Tagawa and brought him into the ADA. And fuck. It's from Atagawa's perspective. So you see them as like in the slums and the kids, as he's like his kid, and he's basically like fucking emotionless. He has no emotion whatsoever. Apart from when he gets angry and he fucking likes to hurt people. Then he meets Dazai. Dazai goes, nah, I don't want you. And then fucks off. Takes Gin away, so... So then Atagawa spends all these years being like, I need to try and find the man in black. That's what it's basically like, the man in black, to get his sister back. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. I will admit, I am not the biggest Atagawa fan. However, I started to kind of appreciate him in this. I don't know why. I should also say, I read the light novels in like the wrong order. Like, I literally started with this one because it's the latest one. It's just came out in English. I already knew like what happened for the most part. Like, I knew the basics of what happened. Yet that still didn't stop me from crying. Just in case you're thinking it's like reading other ones, it's like, why do you not like Atagawa for this? And like blah 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 blah. He's been a character that's had to grow on me. I'm just gonna have to admit that. However, a character that really kind of just rose up from, not like, I was about to say rose up from the ashes, he's not fucking dead. A character that just rose up, like for me to appreciate him a lot more, like, through this story was actually Tanizaki, because he basically just becomes a proper good, like, support system for Akutagawa, and I'm like, oh, he's actually so nice, because, long story short, basically, Akutagawa finds out that Dazai is the one that's got his sister. He ends up, like, infiltrating the Port Mafia base, and then Tarazaki just basically appears to support him and just like, I'm trying to help you the best way I can because you're trying to help your sister, and I would do anything for my sister because we know what he's like when anyone hurts Naomi. He goes fucking psycho mode. It's fucking scary. Like, he's underappreciated for how fucking scary he is. Like his ability is actually one of the scariest if you actually think about it. But because he's like, oh, he's just some kind of soft boy and whatnot, until like you do something about your sister and it's like, I'm gonna fucking murder you. It's like, oh. But no, actual good friend in this. In Beast, Atsushi is like, it's actually so heartbreaking for his side because he can't control his ability, right? And then he's got like this horrible choker that's actually like dug in inside him. Like, oh. And it's like a shock collar as well. It is like, let's just say you really hate Dazai in this because he's a fucking prick for the most time because he just fucking abuses everybody. Like, you still, I'll still admit, you still feel bad for him, but like, you do really fucking hate him because he just doesn't, it feels like he doesn't give a shit and he's just being cruel for the sake of cruel sometimes. But yeah, so he's got like a collar and like he doesn't want to be bad, but he has to be and whatnot, and like you can tell he hates kind of doing it to a degree, but he kind of sets his mind off to do the jobs, if that makes sense. He's also like semi-traumatized himself and whatnot, and like kind of conditioned himself, and Dazai does not fucking help that. God damn it, Dazai. It's very hard to love you when you're a fucking prick in this story. Oh, I could honestly just rant about this fucking book. But there is a key moment where the tears just start falling. And it's when Oda is trying to find a way to help Akutagawa, like, and he's like, oh, I've arranged a meeting with this Port Mafia member that's going to spill all the beans and like how to get there and get through the systems and whatnot. And then it turns out it's Dazai. But the thing is, Oda's never met Dazai before. But Dazai knows everything about Oda. To a degree. Because oh god, see, just thinking about it's making me upset. So if you're caught up in the manga, so obviously this is a whole big fucking spoiler thing, obviously. You'll know of the thing called the book, and when you write something in the book, it happens, kind of thing. So it would appear, or how it's basically hinted at, no, not really hinted at, it basically tells you that basically Dazai got a hold of the book. He then wrote an alternative universe in which Oda lives, because it's the only world in which Oda lives that he had to create, but Dazai has seen every single fucking parallel fucking universe for it, and he knows all that information. So in Lupin, like, they go to Lupin! Which makes it worse. So they go to Lupin. Oda has no fucking clue who he is, really, until it obviously works out eventually that he's the head, whatnot. But Dazai calls him Odasaku. Like, it's his pet name. And Oda's like, nobody calls me that. And then Like, it gets semi-heated. And, like, Dazai calls him Odasaku again. And Oda just turns around and goes, don't call me that. Like, the heartbreak in that fucking panel. Oh my god. It is literally the worst fucking panel in this whole fucking book. Actually, there's another one that's quite bad. But this fucking panel. Oh. It fucking hurts because Dazai has wrote this world so that Oda could win and he could live. I fucking hate this story. It makes me so sad. And yet I'm going to torture myself again by reading the manga that's going to make it even more graphic. I can't believe I'm doing this to myself. I can't believe it. So yeah. So that happens. Oda leaves him. Well, actually, Dazai leaves Oda and basically says this is the last time we'll see each other. Because guess what? Dazai fucking dies! And you know why he has to fucking die? It's apparently because no more than 3 people can know about this whole world being part of the book that was written. And Dazai ends up telling Atagawa and Achushi, because they end up working together because Achushi ends up helping Atagawa to try and get to Dazai so that he can get his sister back. So then he tells him, it's like, hey, by the way, I know what's going to happen, because it's like, this is set before the guild and all that, and he's like, there's going to be people that are going to come and try and destroy, like, Yokohama and everything, like, take it over and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. It's going to destroy this world that I've created so that he can be happy. For fucking Oda. So he's like, good, you two have come together, you two can work together. Kind of like in the normal timeline, how Dazai's kind of like set them up so that like they can be the ultimate team. Oh. But then literally, so he's like, oh yeah, so I've told you, like, and they're on the top of the building as well, and it's just like, oh aye, this is just a thing. Look at this happy motherfucker falling off a building. I fucking hate that! Oh. And you know what's even worse? The reason why he had to die was because he didn't actually kill fucking Mori to take over the Port Mafia. He sent him away, put him in hiding, and then because he was like, oh, I'm going to leave you here because Achushi's going to come to you and you better fucking monitor him and make him better. Fucking Mori. Mori! But yeah, so Mori, Achushi, and Atagawa know about this, so then Dazai had to die because only 3 people are allowed to know that this world was written like this. Or something. I fucking hate it. It's honestly, I have cried so much, like, over this fucking book. I'm trying not to cry right now thinking about it. Oh. But one blessing it does have, see at the very fucking end, you get all the fucking characters designs, because everyone basically got a kind of new look. The main characters got like completely kind of new outfits and whatnot, and like everyone else kind of got slightly altered basically. But my fucking fave, Chuya, he has a fucking red undershirt. He doesn't have like the overcoat, but he has a fucking red undershirt. See the fan arts. Oh, I love it. I just realised I So yeah, I think I like this kind of red, like underneath. And then we have Gin and Dazai. Like Dazai looking like fucking Mori, and then Gin looking like an absolute, like, Gin looks so fucking weird. Like, not like weird. But it's really weird in a sense that when you're so used to her other character design, which is like very like gender neutral kind of like gender fluid, and here she, like it literally says at the bottom here, and it's like, since she's not trying to hide her gender, like I gave her more makeup and slightly longer eyelashes. This is like, it's weird to see her more feminine, if that makes sense. She still looks good in this suit, like don't get me wrong. It's just really weird not seeing like the mask and the hair like in a certain kind of way. Might as well just show them off. There we go. So we got Kayo and Ashishi's design. Like the designs are fucking awesome. Like absolutely awesome. And then you have fucking Atagawa that just looks like a wee homeless guy. That's a wee bit mean, that's a wee bit bullying, but like, yeah. I can't wait for the manga to come out. So yeah, that'll be definitely a Manga Monday. Because it's fucking hype! Oh, I actually can't wait for that. But yeah, so that is the magical, wonderful world of light novels. So sometimes light novels will be canon to the story and some will like be like just alternative stories. Kind of like how I've just proven here, like that's alternative reality, but these ones for the most part are canonical to a degree. So there we go. A wee bit different from the manga than I usually cover, so it's still another side of the whole manga world, but it's just slightly different. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully it gets you interested and gets you looking into the light novels more, because I'm not gonna lie, see when I started getting into manga and whatnot, and it's like, oh, here's things called light novels, and I'm just like, what? No. But I think now, see, after this, like, all of these fucking books, definitely gonna look into more, I think. Especially if there's ones within series that I like. So, that will definitely be fun. So, we'll see if there are any more crop up in the future, shall we? So, until next time, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Right. No! Oh god! I wonder where that cut off. Do you know what? Fuck it.